Good morning, everybody. This is NonyasisChat, and I am here at the podcast room. Candace is going to reveal the podcast rooms this morning. Before we go into the podcast rooms, I do want to mention that DNISHA had the nerve to call Shayla this morning, demanding what? RESPECT, respect. So they throw some shots at each other, and Shayla says, "Oh, I think we're a lot alike." And then Shayla tells DNISHA, "I could have basically dragged your mama because I'm about 30 years younger than she is." And so these little jabs at each other very respectfully. And Shayla's like, "Okay, we're a lot alike. I'm sure basically we can do this." Yeah, right, Shayla. Denise is probably thinking, because she's clicking her teeth, that move that says you go for bad, right? That one. So anyway, she's sitting on the porch. She's going to check Shayla. Good luck with that. Anyway, they end the conversation. Shayla's driving to the podcast office. So upon arrival, all the women are there. Delicia, Lauren, Amber, Tamara, Candace, Shayla, and Weasel Wayne. First thing Wayne does, he couldn't help it, after Candace shows the beauty of the room. And it is a beautiful room. It's done in very warm colors. The reception desk is large and it's very pretty. Congratulations, Candace, on a job well done. And in Shayla's unique way, she congratulates her by saying, "It's better than the gender reveal you did." And she says it, in a nice Shayla funky way. Yeah. And then Wayne decides, that's where DNISHA's going to sit. Anthony's DNISHA. And I'm paraphrasing here. Betty Amber is already activated when she sees the desk. And Amber says, "That's a pretty large desk." And it's a beautiful desk, but it is large. And then Amber says, "That's where the help is going to sit." "Oh, I guess we do need that much room for her." And then she stops short of saying BBL because Lauren and Delicia also have big BBLs. Shot one by Amber. They go on complimenting. Wayne decides to throw another dig at Amber. Looking at the pictures on the wall, there's one of Wayne, there's one of the women, the podcast picture. And he wants to know again, when he already knows, who picked those dresses. He knows Amber picked them. So they said, basically Amber. Wayne comes back and says, "Oh." And Amber's looking at him like, "Say something else if you want to." So what Wayne does, he comes back and he says, "Well, DNISHA's going to be sitting there, and, DNISHA doesn't have to work because she's got Anthony." Shots toward Amber and toward Shayla. Shayla doesn't say anything. Amber just kind of looked at him like, "You're such a weasel." And keep in mind, he knows how much Anthony has offered Amber. Wayne can't leave Amber alone to save his neck, right? Amber cuts her eye at Tamara just to see how Tamara's looking, I guess, taking her temperature. She didn't say anything, though. Nothing bad about Tamara. So my thing is, my first question, how's the welcoming going to be for DNISHA when she starts work? How's that going to go? Tamara, whose friend are you going to be? Honestly, I think Tamara is riding with Shayla. And I also think Shayla and Amber are going to double team DNISHA in their both petty little ways, throwing shots at each other, but also throwing shots at DNISHA. DNISHA, get ready because they're waiting for you. And then I think Delicia is going to pretty much be on Amber's side because DNISHA needs to get a friend. Because once Delicia and Amon are outed, and I do believe, by the way, that will not be until Christmas day after. The day of December 26th, when Shayla and Anthony got caught in bed 2 years ago by Amber. So if we're waiting for the comeuppance for those two, it'll probably be around Christmas. I could be very wrong, but something's going to happen on December 26th. And Lauren's just smiling at Wayne like, oh, this is beautiful. You know, playing up to Wayne. Kiss, 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 kiss. But overall, it went really well. Petty Amber is ready. Snaking Shayla is ready. Confused Tamara, I don't know if she's ready. And DNISHA, well, DNISHA just keep hiding. Hopefully Jarvis and King will show up this week. And I would love for him to meet Tamara, which has nothing to do with the podcast rooms. But let's see how that goes over. Because I have a feeling King is going to like Tamara. And Tamara may very well like King. How's that going to suit you, Delicia? Because you lost King. Because you're a money grubber. And Jarvis, you're too old for Tamara. Anyway, hopefully we'll see them this week. Where's Dan? Lurking in the bushes. Do you know last night Wayne said to Anthony on the phone, he better check his bushes to make sure Shayla is not hiding in the bushes. He said that. Yeah. After he found out about Louisville. Make sure Shayla is not, quote, in the bushes. We hear you, Wayne. But again, overall, the rooms are beautiful. And then they tour off to take a look at the powder rooms. Amber and Wayne, the gauntlet has been thrown. Wayne, she's not coming back to you. You can throw all the shade you want. But the podcast rooms, yeah, they're gorgeous. I'd like to see Wayne go over to what hopefully is going to be Amber and Dave's new home so he can swallow his tongue this time and keep Anthony away. Anthony, you are going to pay more than $100,000. I don't know what you think you're thinking. $4,000 a month. Shayla's back up to 10, basically. But anyway, I digress again. There was a lot going on this weekend, and I had to rest. So, congratulations, Candace. Well done. And congratulations, Rhonda. The podcast room is beautiful. Let's all have fun. This is NonyasisChat. Please like, share, and subscribe. And I will talk to you on the next Kountry Wayne review. Have a good day.